3 out of every 10 babies in the US are born with Down syndrome. So why is it not accepted as a social norm yet? Down syndrome has hit close to home these last 4 years, as I'm sure you know. First, I'm going to talk about the statistics and inequalities of Down syndrome. Second, adoption with Down syndrome. And third, my real-life example, Lily. The Global Down Syndrome Foundation states that 400,000 people in the US have Down syndrome. Down syndrome is where majority the 21st chromosome splits into 3 instead of 2, leaving an extra. In 1983, they were only supposed to live till 25. Nowadays, it's 60. That's what the National Down Syndrome Society told me. Heart and lung disease is the #1 cause of death with people with Down syndrome. As if all those stats weren't enough, they have to face the social injustices that everybody puts them through. Michelle Diamond, an author for Disability Scoop, told me that 57% of students with Down syndrome are bullied. They might look different, they might speak different, they might act different, but they are no different than you and I. In fact, if someone were to ask me what Down syndrome is to me, what I think of them, all I would say is they judge a lot less and they love a little more. Some people just can't find the light with these individuals, and 50% of all of these babies are put into adoption. Personally, I've seen it. I've witnessed it with Lily. She's been there, she's done that, and I wish it upon nobody. When Don and Darla adopted her, and we met her, they gave us this packet. This is 12 pages of notes upon notes upon notes of her childhood and her adoption. I've read them, and they're not something that you want to read. It's heartbreaking. When I think of this stat, I just think of them feeling unwanted even more. Everybody puts them in this place of unwantedness. Here is my real life example. She's sitting over here as she's a little bit nervous to be in the spotlight. She was adopted at 4 years old by Don and Darla. She was put into foster care at 18 months because her family and her home life was not good. I wish I could go into detail about that, but I can't. Don and Darla adopted her and her brother Ryder when she was 4 years old, and she has been with them ever since. She saw what true love and a true family looked like at the age of 4 when you and I saw what it looked like as soon as we were born. Danica started at Ann Carlson 4 years ago. This Ann Carlson is a job where you as a para, you go into the home, you get the child for about 3 times a week, and you do services with them. Lily was one of Danica's clients. So Danica would go get Lily 3 times a week. They would go swimming, they would go bowling, they would get snacks, they would do anything they can to get Lily out of the house for an afternoon. This was while Danica was going to school in Fargo. Danica's path took a bit of a turn, and this job didn't fit into her life anymore. But Danica knew that she couldn't stop seeing Lily. She couldn't stop helping Lily. So Danica continued to get her, continued to work with her, and one afternoon, Danica wanted my family to meet her. So we all went down to Fargo, we went bowling, and we fell in love with her ever since. Now, we do respite care for her Thursday through Sunday because our parents are in the 70s and she's not the easiest child to take care of. I wish I could tell you that everything we do with her is fun and games, but it's not. In February of 2018, Lily was hospitalized due to pneumonia. You know, earlier when I told you that the #1 cause of death was lung disease and heart disease, that one hit home. Our family goes with Lily to her IEP meetings with her school before every school year just to make sure that she gets a fair shot at education. You and I don't have to do that. You know, and even sometimes you get the weird looks, you get the social norms. I've seen it firsthand. You're walking with Lily, somebody asks you, does she understand you? Why does she look like that? Sometimes you even hear the word retarded. Isn't it piercing to hear? It should be. Lily, with her heart of gold, smiles back, says hello, because your words mean nothing to her. Lily has been through some of the things that I could never have imagined, and she's 13 years old. After this, today I talked about, the social inequalities that they are put through. A little bit of adoption with Down syndrome, and my real life example, Lily. After this, I encourage you to be open-minded. You never know when somebody could change your life, just like she has to mine.